Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Killer Heat by Brenda Novak. Performed by Cris Dukehart. Resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Carrie Fisher, American writer and actress. 1. Francesca Moretti thought she couldn't be seeing what she was seeing. So much junk cluttered the salvage yard that it could be any number of things, right? She wasn't that close. And it was wrapped in a painter's tarp and partially hidden behind some wood pallets, sawhorses, and stacks of roofing material. But the longer she examined the size and dimensions of that shape, the more convinced she became. It was a human body. Filled with revulsion, she shrank back into the shade of the closest outbuilding. The blazing July sun, bouncing off the sea of car carcasses, bent bicycle frames, even obsolete farm equipment, made her feel as if she was trapped in an oven instead of running down a lead on the outskirts of Prescott, Arizona. But it was panic, and not heat, that threatened to suffocate her. Could this really be happening? Again? In her last big case, she'd located what was left of the missing wife and mother she'd been hired to find. The discovery had made national headlines. Janice Gray's murder probably would have gone unsolved without Francesca. She'd provided the missing piece of the puzzle that confirmed a murder had taken place, which allowed investigators to go ahead and prosecute their prime suspect. But that type of thing didn't happen very often, and certainly not to the same private investigator. Francesca had pretty much decided it would never happen again. Not to her, anyway. And then, this. Trying to ignore the Doberman who'd started barking like crazy the moment she set foot in the yard. Fortunately, the dog was chained to the back of the house. She stared at what appeared to be a shock of brown hair, spilling out from under that paint-speckled tarp. She wanted to identify the body, make sure it was her client's sister, as she suspected. But that could wait. She thought she smelled decomposition, and judging by the stiffness of the corpse, apparent from the odd angles underneath the tarp, the body was in full rigor. There was no reason to look any more closely. The memory would only keep her up at night. Better to let the county homicide investigator handle the situation from here on. Yes, get help. That was what she needed to do. Immediately.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?